Kunkamsa, Nabalhenge, welcome back to my daily Tesu briefing. Without wasting any time, let's dive straight to the only daily Tibetan Parliament session highlight available in English. Chaired by Honorable Speaker Khembo Bila, the 8th day of the 17th Tibetan Parliament in Exile's 7th session, there's a budget session, began at 9:30 a.m. as scheduled with introduction of the first reading of the various legislative amendment proposals. Following the presentation of the review and examination report by Chidu Daupingila, the chair of the Rules and Regulation Review Committee, that's Chitim Kachu Sindusokchung, from the previous sitting, today the respective members of Chitim Kachu Sindusokchung presented various articles and clauses which contained the proposed amendments. The rest of the members consisted of Chidu Sedasudim, he is the secretary of the committee, Chidu Geshal Harambagolo Sampende, Chidu Kamagele, and Chidu Tute Gaso. Just to let you know, the committee has considered expert opinion from former members of Charter Drafting Committee from 1991 and later, and various former honorable speakers, apart from the opinion of general public through their received letters. The report of the committee, being of pertinent value, is treated as a suggestive base for the big amendment happening this time. The first reading constitutes of clause by clause or article by article questions by the members of the House on the principle of the amendment proposal itself, directed towards the committee members as decided by Honourable Speaker. The first reading debate is actually looked upon as a prelude to sending the proposal for detailed deliberation and response. And the second reading, which will take place tomorrow, will be absolutely significant because it is then when the members divulge in more serious deliberation and private members' amendments proposals are also tabled for the House to consider. The House actually decides whether a particular amendment proposal is passed or entirely rejected. The third reading is a simple formality reading on the motion that the bill or the proposal as amended be passed. The amendment on the Charter of Tibetans actually requires a majority of 2/3 of the member of the House, whereas the Rules and Regulation requires a majority of the 2/3 of the total membership of the House present and voting. So after amended proposals have been finally passed by the House of the Parliament, it is submitted to Honourable Sikyon for his or her assent, and after the amended proposal has received the assent of Honourable Sikyon, it then becomes the Charter or the Rules and Regulations. So this is just a short information for you. So as per the list of business, the session proceeded with legislative amendment procedures, first reading on the Charter of the Tibetans in Exile. We covered Article 1, Article 8, Article 12, 23, Article 25, 29, Article 30, Article 38, 39, 42, 47, 45, Article 49, Article 52, Article 54 and 57, which is on the removal of the Parliament the Member of Parliament. We covered Article 63 and 64, 72, 76, 78, which is on the local Tibetan Assembly. We covered Article 80 and 81, 91 and 92, 97, that's on the Election Commissioner of the Central Election Commission and its power. Article 99, Article 101, that's on the formation of the Public Service Commission. Article 105, 107, 110, that's on the tenure of the Auditor General. So all of them paved its way for the second reading. Likewise, the session then advanced to the legislative procedures, first reading amendment on few articles of various mentioned rules and regulation of parliamentary procedure and conduct of the business of the Tibetan Parliament in exile. We proceeded to the rules and regulation for the Central Election Commission, followed by the rules and regulation for the Public Service Commission, and then the rules and regulation for the Office of the Auditor General, then the rules and regulation for the salaries and other allowances for the Supreme Justice Commissioners and the other Justice Commissioners, followed by the rules and regulation for the honorarium, daily allowances, and the entitlements for the Tibetan Parliament in exile, the rules and regulation for salaries and other allowances for the Auditor General of the Office of Auditor. Finally, the rules and regulation for the recognition of official programs for the parliamentarians. So the proposed amendments for the rules and regulation were passed for the second reading after the chair, the secretary, and the members of the Rules and Regulation Review Committee provided their clarifications to the doubts raised by the parliamentarians. As per the list of revised business, the House then proceeded to the budget presentation, deliberation, and clarification on the 2024 to 2025's proposed recurring budget, that's Gudekatu, the special recurring budget, Misekatu, and the supplementary budget, that's Sugyokatu of the Department of Homes, Nangsi Lekhung. So Honorable Sikam Pembatsirla, the incumbent Nangsi Kale, provided his requisite clarifications to queries from members of the House on nursing and assisted living facilities of the Tibetan old age homes in South India, on the concept of self-reliance in community development initiatives, on re-establishing organic farming in Tibetan settlements by providing subsidies, schemes, and initiatives as organic way of agricultural efforts are pushing in. Then policy support to youth entrepreneurship and effective self-employment practices, and then a transfer of the civil servants of CTA and many other initiatives of the department. So the session today adjourned at 5 until 9:30 tomorrow. For your information, the session tomorrow will begin with the second reading of the Legislative Assembly proposal, legislative amendment proposals, that followed by the deliberation sanction on the proposed budget of Department of Homes, and most importantly, the 10-year financial progress report presentation of CTA by Kasha. So tomorrow is going to be the kind of game changer for the amendment proposals, which is the highlight of the budget session of the 2024. Even though the focus is budget, we have been following the amendment proposals. So I would recommend that if you can, please try and watch the live on Tibet TV. If not, just make sure that you stay updated so that we know what's happening in your Trezo and the Chetim Kyarchu and Dishi Kyarchu that is happening in coming days. So this is it for today. I wish I had given you a much detailed report, but you know that this is a Trezo highlight, so I can't go on giving you all of the report, the detailed report, but I've informed you the articles that we covered. So do try and look up online about those articles that we have had our first reading on, and tomorrow's second reading, as I've already explained, will involve a detailed debates and deliberation amongst the Member of Parliament, which will be answered by the committee. So let's keep ourselves updated. Let's say,